Hello guys, welcome to my channel Learning Media. Today we will talk about a stack, like how to implement our custom stack using that array. And this is the simple question and the straightforward interview question which mostly being asked to the by the interviewer, like how to create that our custom stack using array and without using that inbuilt Java classes, right? So I'm going to discuss on that one, how to create it and how to take as a user input for pushing the element and removing the element. So let's go. Already I have written this, so I will just explain it for the time saving. So this is the stack class. This stack class is nothing but the basic, this is a Java class. So the classes, as usual, how we create the same way I have created the class, and the name of the class I given the stack, because we are going to implement the stack. And the stack I have defined for three instance variable. One is the top is nothing but the index of that array, we can say, and the capacity is nothing but the size of the array, and this is the array, right? I declare the array, the variable name is array, and this the size of and the array declaration I have done under the constructor. Now pushing the element. So most of us might be know or don't know that the stack have three basic operations like push, pop, and display the element, right? So push is nothing but pushing or adding the element to the stack, and pop is nothing but the removing the element from the stack. So whatever we have added, we have to remove it, right? So this pause, and we have to just focus on the conditions and the some basics logic. We have simple logic straightforward. So top is nothing but that index of that, if that index of that array is the size of the array, right? Then if that means array is almost full, we cannot add or push any more element to the array. If it is not, right, then we can add the element. So I have used the post increment. So that means first we will add the element and then increment the value of the top. So first it will, so what is the initial value of top is 0. So first we will add the element to the 0 index, and then it will increment the value of the top, right? And the return type I have defined the true. So it's up to you how you want that. You can give the void if you don't want to use or do any check on that insertion or adding the element. Okay, and this is the pop. So pop is nothing but that removing the element from the stack, right? So here also I also have applied that logic, the index equal to 0. That means if the condition is true, that means there is no any more element left over in that array or in the stack, we can say, because this is the last index, this is the initial index or the 0th index of the array. So array always start from the 0 index, right? So if the index itself is 0, then there is a no element to remove, because what we have defined here, we have defined that the initial index is a 0. So if we meet through this condition, that means we cannot pop the element or remove the element, because already all the elements have been removed. If it is not that the case, then what we are remove, just I will just for the execution or for the testing person, I applied for one sys out. So array and minus top, so that means pre-decrement. So first it will decrement that index value. What is the, suppose the index value, current value is 8, right? So what it will do, first it will do 8 minus 1 equal to 7, means first it will decrement the current value of this 8 and then get the value at that index. So value at that index means that is the 7. So that array at index 7, it will print the value at the 7th index, and after that I am just initializing that index, those indexes whatever removed or popped with the null value. So if that is null, that means there's no element, right, in the array. No, null is just within that flag. And this is the display. So display nothing but that displaying the element from the stack, right? So if top equal to 0, that means there is no element to display, that means totally the array is empty or the stack is empty. If it not that is the case, then we are iterate through the array, right? I equal to 0 and I this dot top minus 1, because we have to go nth minus 1, right? Because we are starting from the 0th index and we know that array start from the 0th index, so we have to iterate till the nth minus 1, right? And then iterate over that and print it. So this is the basic stack implementation using the array. Now let's see how we can run it, right? So I have defined one main class, and this main class have the main methods, and I have defined the buffer reader and that some sysout, and I'm reading that input, taking the input as a user input for the size. So here you can see I have defined the reading the input as a br dot readline. So and I have typecast to the integer, because this capacity which I have defined here is that int type, right? So we have to pass as a int. Now why we have to typecast? Because buffer reader have the readline function which return type is a string, so that's why we have to typecast this string to integer, and we call this class, create the object of that and pass that size or the capacity of that stack class. You can see, right, the constructor and the stack and int capacity, so the parameter. Now after that we are calling one by one to adding the element, and after that I'm printing that, displaying the element, and also that this one popping the element or removing the element. And after removing also again I'm printing the element to see that still the element is left over or not, right? So let's run it and then we will come to know that. So here we can see some error, right? Okay, so the error is just because of this one, just for our explanation which I have added some lines, right? Now let's run it and see, hopefully it should run. Yeah, so I'm adding as a 4 element, right? So I'm just giving the 4 because I written this is the static value, and I'm not taking all the input as a user input. You can take if you want, right? So now I have given the 4 the size, and available element in the stack is 10 4 9 3. So all element is added and the last element is 3, right? So how we will know that the last is the top element? Now I said, right, that in the stack that it works as a LIFO, means that keyword is known as LIFO, the abbreviation, right? So this LIFO means that last in first out is called a stack. So whatever the element inserted at the end, it will be popped out first, right? So here I was the 3 was the last element in the array. Now while removing, it's come as a first, so in the reverse order, right? So 3 9 4 10, right? 3 9 4. So yes, it's working. Now after removing the element from the array, again I'm trying to display, so there is no element in that array, right? You can see, so it satisfies this condition this time, so that's why it's printing the out is a 0, and now our process is terminated. So this is that basic one. You can go through and try to understand the basic logic. Don't try to remember the code, just try to understand the logic and the conditions. That could be the enough to explain to anyone. And if you like my video, just subscribe, comment and share to your friends and colleagues, and support me for that, and encourage me to upload more video and helpful video, so you can learn. And don't forget to subscribe it, so you to get that more video and the update on our about my channel. Thank you for watching.